This is cool. Little metal brake rig. We're using all the same color, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. The brickledge color doesn't matter, but this is what we're going to use for above the French doors. So it should be good. Should match.
I'm going to do this different because we're going to waste a lot of material here if we don't.
All right.
That thing going up that ledge is 8 inches. I'm going to drop it back to where we're not wasting material.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this thing in half.
You going this long line?
Mm-hmm. Got it?
Yep. One drip edge.
One drip edge.
Mm-hmm.
That it?
It looks good to me.
That's what we want it.
I believe so.
Now do you want me to let this hang over? Or how are you wanting to do this?
Well, here I'm going to have to cut this.
You want to cut it off?
Yep, yeah, because this is just foam right here.
Okay.
They built this actually stopped right here, and they built it out with a foam block and cut it. But my fascia board is going to run.
That's going to be 1.5 inches, right?
Yep, and I'm going to butt it into there and somehow fasten it to this wall.
So do you want me to set this back 1.5 inches?
Well, the metal. Yeah, let me see here. How are we going to do that? That deck pan needs to stop right there.
So the deck pan's going to stop there. We can come down in here and cut this out and set your band underneath
right there.
The metal.
Right.
That way everything on top is going to clear.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I think the metal, the deck pan is going to come to here.
Okay.
The band will go under the deck pan.
So this needs to go over the band.
Yes, bring that to the edge.
Okay. Right there?
Yep. Yeah.
I think that'll be good.
Cool. Man, that was so much easier. Took about 45 minutes. Now I'm gonna eat pizza. Well, it's the next day. It's very windy out. Temperatures are starting to drop, so the wind picks up. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done today because it's so windy, and got to get these beams squared up so we can start doing some flashing and laying down deck pan. We'll see what we can do. It's gonna be 28 degrees tonight. Okay, let's try this again. I managed to get 3 beams squared up and bedded yesterday, and then the wind picked up crazy, like 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and it was just, you could not work in that wind. And it did manage to take off with a couple sheets of the deck pan, so I gotta get that back in order. Today it's not quite as windy, so we're gonna try and finish this up today, get these squared up, and get ready to do some flashing. Stuff's no joke. Well, I just spent what seemed like a ridiculous amount of time and effort squaring these beams, getting them level with each other and with the brick ledge, and just trying to get everything exactly right. In some cases I had to sand down the block, creating a little saddle to sit the beam in. Sometimes had to shim the beam a little bit with some steel plates that I had left over from our main beam. I don't know if that's overkill or if I'm just kind of overthinking it, but we only get one shot at this once we start pouring concrete, and there aren't any do-overs, so we still got a few steps left before we even get to the concrete part. Next, we're flashing the brick ledge on the ends where the porch will have a roof here. We don't need to flash in the middle there, but all the way on that other end we're flashing the entire thing, and then we have to set the angle iron here in these corners, because as we go down with the deck pan we're going to have to rotate 90 degrees and go that way, and when we do that rotation the back needs to have something to sit on, so that's what we have that angle iron for. So we have to set that and figure out how to get a cut into the brick ledge and all that with tools I don't have yet. So I think right now we're just going to start setting some deck pan down here, kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. So that's next. Hey look, a porch! Well, we worked a little late last night getting the rest of this flashing bent on the brake and installed on the brick ledge. We're not going to install that piece yet on these corners until we get the angle iron figured out and set between the house and this beam, and then we'll flash over that angle iron. But we have the flashing cut and laid out and ready to go. Actually, I think I'm going to put this first piece of fascia board on between these two columns, get it leveled up, see where we're at, and then figure out this process. Okay, this is my first piece of fascia board. I'm going to use Tapcons and Sikaflex adhesive in the holes to hold this to the cement block, and I measured in 4, 8, and 20, 4, 8, and 20, and coming down 6 inches, 4, 8, and 20. So I'm going to put 6 bolts in here, 4 on that side, and I measured it so I don't hit any joints and that I stay in that top course of block. So I'm going to pre-drill these so I don't have to go through it with a masonry bit, which is not generally too good for the masonry bit. Just a bunch of holes. Looks like it worked. Well, cool. I don't know how many more I got left to do, but it's more than a couple. Man. That's nice. All right. This one's wet and heavy. Perfect. Once we get the deck pan fastened to the I-beam, then we can put a spreader between the I-beam and these fascia boards to take the wave out, and maybe put blocking in there or something just to make it look nicer. Getting sidetracked a little bit, but now that daylight savings time is here and it gets dark at 5 o'clock, cuts my day real short, and we need to be able to work a little bit later than 5 o'clock. So we have these halogen work lights. You know, these are just the old school regular halogen work lights, 500 watts each. Problem is they draw a lot of power, they produce a heck of a lot of heat, and the bulbs just aren't really that reliable. They work. They definitely work in a pinch, but I just picked up a couple new ones from Amazon. I'm going to put these together. These are LED, 20,000 lumens, I think. So let's see what we got. Jamie wants me to save all the bubble wrap we get so she can ship her art to customers. Here's a typical little tripod stand type deal here. Tighten this down. This up here. Screw that down. Cool. Now you need a T-bar, which I'm just guessing is this bad boy. Alright, that wasn't too hard to put together. So this can stand on the ground on this little rig here, or you can put it on the tripod like this. It's tight. Alright, let's see if it works. So here are the old halogen 500 watts each. Oh yeah, that's quite a difference. That's pretty good. I got 2 of those, so we should be in business. All right, here goes nothing. Well, we're committed now. You can see that they did a real good job consolidating the concrete, vibrating it when we were pouring, because it's pretty solid. There's no little voids. So that's good. Okay, so I found some 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood. Use that to make my backer block. So after an hour or so of screwing around with this, I think I finally got it. Got my board, my block mounted, or ready to be mounted. Everything's cut. Now we're going to set the board, see if it fits. Oh, look at that. Yep. Perfect. So now I just gotta screw it down and I think we'll be all right. I'm gonna waterproof that really good, and then they'll be able to go back over it with the stucco base coat. It'll be all one piece. Well, that worked out really good. I'm really happy with that. Now I know it'll work. Okay, rim boards are done. Real happy with how that turned out. Now we can stucco over all of this, blend it right in here. After it's all waterproofed, everything's level, everything's right. So next video we're going to start working on this deck pan, getting it squared up, fastened together, and laid out. I think we're going to actually end up having to do this whole project in 3 pours. Maybe do this one first, then do the back porch, and then do the deck. It's just a lot of concrete and a lot of work, so still quite a few steps left, but we'll see you in the next video when we start doing this pan. Thanks for watching.